Hey, good morning, people. Hope you guys are keeping well. What we have today is one of these radios that's faulty, basically. FM tuner. So it's not responding to anything at all. Let's just connect it to the bench power supply. Set at 12 volts at, say, 2 amp, for example. And the requirement for this is 12 volt. It doesn't really talk about the amperage on the power supply, but I would recommend just to be on the safe side, a 2 amp power supply would be perfect. That okay, so let's plug it in. As you can see, that it's let me just give that bit of a clean. I don't know what this crap is all about. You can probably see the digits are just about moving, but it won't allow me to program. So if you hit the manual button, well, it is now. It won't respond any further. Right, so it's responding, but it's not responding all the time, basically. Right, okay, so it seems to be inputting, but it won't do that on a regular basis. And I've tried and tested this for the last so many days, and it just won't do anything. So I thought I'll strip it down when I get the chance. So it's doing it now, after I've had the entire board fully discharged for 3-4 days now. But the common cause of this issue, let's sort of unplug it. Okay, on. Off, on, off, on. Okay, turn it off. Let's power it back on again. See what it does. See if it would allow me to. Yep, here we go. That's the problem. See, it just won't allow me to enter any of the numbers on, basically. So it's partially working, but then it stops work, and now I can't insert anything on it. There you go. So usually when you press manual and start punching these numbers in, you should basically be able to punch it in. Now, what's the cause of this, basically? Let's get down to business, all right? Because I want to keep this video as short as possible. Okay, these devices, two common problems with them, okay? The potentiometer here, which is, I believe it's 100 kilo ohm, tends to fail. And when that fails, you have similar issues like this, basically. Okay. Also, there is a supercapacitor on the board that tends to fail as well, and which leads to these sort of issues again. So, which one is it going to be? My guess is the supercapacitor that's gone basically busted, because I've got a stack full of them. I've got 3 here, and that'd be the 4th one taken off from this similar units, basically. So this is a common failure, basically. It is, I think it's a 5 volt 0.47 microfarad capacitor, basically. Right, okay. I believe I did that, actually, attaching that wire because of some sort of a noise thing what we suffered. So this is where the supercapacitor is. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. Okay. All right, let me just switch over to the microscope and see if I can get you a full view. Okay. There it is. All right, that's the culprit. And that becomes leaky. And over the course of the time, that's what caused the actual failure and the problems that what we're having, basically. So let's get to business again. Switch over to the full view here. Have an early start this morning, so the solder joints are on the underside, so as a result of that, I've got to take this the whole thing out, basically. Otherwise, I won't have access to the points. So let's disassembling these units are not so bad, actually. I quite sort of like it. It's pretty straightforward. You know, it's not too thingy. So let's disconnect this speaker. I'll leave everything else intact. Just I don't want to be removing the solder things. So let's have a quick look at the board. I'm going to have a visual inspection just to make sure that there isn't any underlying issues that I am actually sort of missing out. Nope, everything seems to be all right actually. So I'm quite satisfied that that's everything else seems to be okay. So let's find the points now. This is actually winding me up. This is actually winding me up basically. So just get around and see where the points of these things are. So just give me one sec. Okay, I know where those points are, so I don't necessarily need to disassemble the whole thing basically. So I need the right tip for this job. Okay, so where's my Metcal tip? Just make sure, because all I need to do is just attack the both points at the same time and just strip the fucking thing out. Yeah, that'll do beautifully. This is the beauty of having a decent soldering station and tips, so you just don't have to worry about things. And as I worry about, you can get things done quite quickly. So meaning more productive, less time. Right, so let's turn the soldering station on. I don't think I need that. Okay, so the background noise, you will have some background noise, so let's turn the Metcal station on. That's the extractor. Right, the joints are here. Those are the two joints for the supercapacitor. All right. And apply a bit of flux. I would like to sort of maybe, let me just see if I can bring over the microscope here, and if possible to do it under the microscope, but because this is something that's not very fine and you don't have to have steady this and steady that and all this bullshit basically. So I'm sure I might be able to sort of work on this. But still, it's a bit of a fucking mither. Alright, so here we go. Let's get some low melt solder. Absolutely love the low melt solder. Absolutely awesome. Metcal station's on. The beast. I call that the beast. Alright, so yes, it is in an awkward angle, but let me sort of put a bit of okay, just put a bit of solder on there and a bit there. Oops, did I touch the heat? Okay, and I'm touching it again. I'm burning this LED housing. Shit, you prick! I've done that before and didn't realise that's quite a bad damage what I've done. Actually, didn't realise that, but what's done is done. Right, okay, let's get down to business now. Right, I need a pair of tweezers. Which one will I use? A straight one? Doesn't matter. Right, so I'm gripping it on the underside with this, and then I'm going to pull it away. So let's grab hold onto this cancer. I do sort of it has dropped. Something has dropped. Not fully, partially. Oh no, it has dropped. Yeah. All right. Okay. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely frigging brilliant. Right. Okay. So the caps have fallen off. Let me sort of show you. There we go. There we go. These little prick that's gone. Okay. and it's all corroded as well. So I'll show you. Let me just move this out of the way. Let me just inspect the underside of the board. Seems to be fine. So there you go. That's that. All right. So that's where the capacitor was there, basically. Everything else, I mean, is fine. Trust me. There's nothing. No problem with any other components. The capacitors are not bloated, so I can guarantee you that that's what the problem is, basically. I do have ESI machines and all this and that business if you want me to run a test on it, which I can do. But let me turn off this Metcal because there's no need for that. I don't need the soldering station, so that can go off. There's a lot of talk about the COVID vaccination. Moving on to one topic to another, basically, is that Pfizer. There's a lot of mixed debate about this vaccination amongst the AstraZeneca, Oxford, and a few others in the UK, basically. I believe there's 4 altogether, if I'm not mistaken. So AstraZeneca, Oxford, and there's another one, Medona or something like that. And then there's a lot of negative talk about the Pfizer, but the Pfizer was the one that was actually distributed and the most popular on the basis of what NHS is handing out to the people, basically. It's not popular for me because I've been tipped off that just to keep away from that bastard's vaccination, basically. But AstraZeneca, Oxford, and Moderna, I believe, them 3 seems to be so far okay. Right. So we're going to test this capacitor with an ESR. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit more, and maybe I'll probably switch. Let's see if I switch off the lights, what do we get? Yeah, that's better. That's better. Right, okay. So all right. So that's the reading what I get from this capacitor. We'll rerun the test again. Okay, so that's the leaky. The value of this capacitor, these are proper, it's had its time, don't get me wrong, it's 5.5 volt, 0.47 farad, basically, not microfarad, so that's what it is. It's a 0.47 farad. That's what it says. Usually UF is your microfarad, so we'll just keep it to this rating, whatever the rating is. So I need to find a replacement for this, which I don't have. I may be ordering a handful of these capacitors from Farnell UK. That's whom I use for my components. These big multinational company, basically, and when they sell something, they're not asking about. They're selling things, good quality stuff, basically. Panasonic capacitors, solid state Japanese capacitors. You're getting decent stuff, basically. Yes, it may cost you a little bit more, but you know what the score is. What you pay for is what you get. So that's been put away. I don't think there will be any need for the microscope, but let's switch back over to the big camera. The small camera with the big view. Okay, so now the game plan is I'm going to reassemble the whole thing back and show you that it's working. It's a quick fix. If you want a proper fix, you just need to replace the supercapacitor. What that does is it retains the user data. So your channel detail. So if you unpower it from the power supply, it'll retain all your data, your channel, so you don't have to program it in. Now, without this capacitor, you can still run the device, but what you'll have to do is every time you plug it on and off from the mains, it'll lose the channel settings. So all you've got to do is go back into the channel and just manually input the data and make sure that you don't turn the power supply off. That's what it's for, basically. So let's I'm fairly confident the problem has been resolved, so this is why without testing I'm putting everything back, but saying that it's not that many screws basically, so just a handful of screws. All right. There was some sort of a noising or some sort of an interference I was having, and as soon as I've connected this with that metal plate underneath, that actually resolved the issue. So that's I did that quite a while ago actually. There is a reset button there, but that's useless, trust me. That cap needs to come out. That's what's shorting the circuit basically, resulting to no button basically. Even after a 4 or 5 day discharge, it won't resolve the problem because the capacitor is leaky, and that needs to come out. And I've just shown it to you after taking it out. So that's what needs to be done. Just okay. I'll probably leave the microscope on because so I can show you I'm punching in the numbers and the numbers are working fine. Okay, so the device is switched off. Switch it back on again. I'll give it a good clean after. Right, let's insert the power supply. Just draw in whatever it's drawing. Power it on. Okay, and as you can see if you can see what I'm doing. Right, let it settle down for a second. Let me just have a sip of my tea. It's nothing better than a decent cup of brew in the morning, trust me. Right, let's put this back. How long is this recording be going? 16 minutes. All right, are you ready? Let's just get it. Okay, so I'm going to hit the all right, and then I'm going to type in. See, I do that every time. All right, I can go on any channel. It's got rid of all the data. See, there's no data stored anymore. There's up to 20 channels. There's no data stored anymore. All right, so let's go back to channel 1. See what the number is. 454700. So 454.700 and ENT. That's it. That's that. Just sit. It just all it needs to do is just sit on that channel, and that's it basically. For me, I'll just keep this switch onto medium, volume into medium, and the thing is working. All right, trust me. This is. Let me just. There's the device. There's the channel. Oops, what's this cable for? All right, okay. Let me just disconnect. No, I can't lift the camcorder the microscope any higher, and that's the best what we're going to get. So, all right. So I can sort of say it didn't store that. It didn't allow me to store it. I need to sort of recap my memory as to how. I don't know. It should be okay. So manual. So MAN manual, that is scanning through the channel. So I think it's program 545.700. There's got to be, I'm forgetting some, I must be forgetting this basically. But whichever way that you've got to input the data back in basically. So 454.700. Yeah, I'll have to figure that out. Actually, there's a way of programming this in basically. So I'll do that after. But now you know at least that the freezing part of it has been resolved. But the programming side of it is a different element basically. I will look into that. But this dodgy capacitor is the root cause of, or one of the root cause of, why the unit will not allow you to punch in any numbers. It'll just freeze and it'll stop working, so on and so forth, basically. So we'll just leave it to that. That's all really. Hope you find this video useful. Look after yourself, take care, and I shall catch up with you on the next video. Bye for now. Peace.